if you're in a transitional period with your training or approaching a transitional period with your training, whether it's going from rehab to return to play, off season to preseason to in season, whatever it might be, a couple thoughts or concepts for you to take into consideration just to make the transition more seamless so you can move as smoothly as possible from one focus into the next focus. Just to give some context, the last 3 months of my training have largely been health focused, taking some time to rehab some nagging injuries and just giving them time and space to heal injuries that were the result of a year and a half of just pushing performance and pushing in the gym. So I'm now in a spot where I am transitioning back more towards performance. And not that health and performance are mutually exclusive. You have to be healthy in order to perform, but they are not the same thing. And that's a topic for another post. So the first consideration, concept, principle, whatever you want to call it, when transitioning from one focus of training into the next or one phase into the next, is that it should not be like a light switch where you're turning one thing off and turning the other on, but rather like a dimmer switch where we're turning up the focus or the volume on whatever one area is and turning it down on the other. I think the more that you can blend from one into the next, the smoother of a transition you're gonna have and set yourself up for success in whatever that next focus or that next phase is. So with that thought process, the training shouldn't look wildly different. You shouldn't go from one type of training to a completely different type of training, whether it's the movements themselves or the intensities. The training in the first phase or the preceding phase should set you up and set a foundation for the next phase. So it shouldn't be a black and a white thing. We should have a nice blend from one into the next. And another important consideration when transitioning with your training, if you are looking to focus on a new quality, whether it be speed, strength, size, or specific skill, if you're getting into Olympic lifting, for example, taking into account where your training level is with that quality or that skill at the present time. So to use my situation as an example, I am looking to get into speed training, where I am currently detrained from speed training. I haven't been sprinting. One of my nagging injuries was preventing me from sprinting. So I'm coming into this at the ground level. I just need to build up a foundation. I don't need a perfect speed training, speed focused program. I just need to start incorporating speed training at whatever my point of entry is right now and build from there. I don't need to go out and get the perfect speed program. Because again, to call back to the previous concept, if I were just to go into a straight speed training program, that would be so starkly different from how I have been training that I could be setting up myself for injury. I haven't built up the capacities to even make it worth my time to get into a nitty-gritty, pinpointed speed training program. So taking into account your current level of proficiency or capacity, with whatever the skill or the quality is that you're looking to train, will help your decision making when deciding what program to do, how you're going to do it. If you're untrained with the thing, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be close to perfect. You just need to get reps with it. As you become more proficient, your programming can become more pinpointed. And again, me with speed training, I'm running on a curved treadmill, which is not a good way to train speed, but I just need to get reps cycling my leg. My injury was my hip flexor and my groin. I was having pain just with that switching of the legs. So just getting some volume and getting some reps, cycling the leg is going to set me up to be able to train speed. So it's like the speed training before the speed training is how I'm approaching this next stage. So just some thoughts and things I'm taking into consideration that could be helpful for you if you are starting something new or in a transitional period with your own training.